everyone. Today we are going to talk about the measures of central tendency, our mean, our median, our mode, and the range. A reminder that the means of central tendency are again mean, median, and mode. And these are the numbers used to describe our overall data set. Range is not a measure of central tendency, it's a measure of variation. So when we look at the mean specifically, we take the sum of our values and we divide it by the total number of values that we added up, right? So that's how we're finding our mean by hand each time. So if we look at this first set of data, there are 5 total numbers that we are adding up. So if we take these values, 170 plus 160 plus 180 plus another 180 plus 150, if you sum up all of those numbers, we are going to end up dividing that sum by 5. Well, if we add these together, we end up getting 840, and then 840 divided by 5 is 168. On the second one, we are summing up 6 total numbers. And again, when we add these together, 25 plus 54 plus 26 plus 78 plus another 26 plus 12, we're going to divide that sum by, again, the total numbers we were adding up, which was 6. So that sum, when we add those together, is 221. Divide that by 6, we get about 36.83 repeating. So you can either put the 83 repeating, 0.8, just round to a couple decimal places on that. All right, there is one at the bottom for you to try. You are asking 12 classmates to record the number of hours spent on TikTok. What is the mean? On the next page, we start talking about the median, and that is the number in the middle of our data set of values. So sometimes if we have an odd data set, you will have just one number that ends up in the middle. If it is an even number, so you would end up with 2 in the middle, you will take the average of the 2 middle numbers, right, that we do get left over. And again, there should be 2 of them that you would be averaging. So oftentimes, one step we need to do before we can actually find the median is put them in order from either smallest to largest or largest to smallest. I like to go small to large. So my smallest number in this data set is 23. And then next would be 52. And then 53. And then 54. And then 83 and 97. 100 and 121. And then we can check, all right, farthest out, next farthest out, then we have next, until we get to the middle here, we have 54 and 83 as our 2 middle numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the average, think about like the mean of those 2. So 54 plus 83 is 137, but divided by 2 is about 68.5. So that's our middle number, our median of that data set. And the next one, we are given the grades for students on the last quiz. Again, in order to find the median, we want to find I like to put them in order so we could double check. So again, lowest was a 14, and then the next lowest was 35. Next lowest from there was a 45, 2 55s, a 56, another 56, and then 65, 87, 65, 87, 89, and then 92. So this time we work out the outside numbers to get to the one in the middle. All right, we end up finding that our middle number here is 56. So that ends up being our median because it's the number directly in the middle of this data set. All right, next one is for you to try. You are given the scores of the last 10 Bulls games. You want to find the median, aka the middle number of that. Our last measure of central tendency is the mode, and this is the number that occurs the most often in a data set. And there may be multiple or there may be none in each set of data. So if we look at the next page, all right, notice in our data sets, we see that the number 180 is used twice, while the others are only used once. So 180 would be our mode. If we look at the next data set, there are no numbers that have a buddy, right? They all are just singularly used. So there is none that is used the most out of the data set. And then in the last one, we are given 6 twice, and we are given 3 twice. So our two values would be 6 and 3. Since they are both used twice, everything else is only used once. So you try the next one out of this set of data. What is your mode? Now, our range is not a measure of central tendency, it's a measure of variation, but it is the difference between the highest and the lowest values in your data set. It describes the overall spread of your data. So if we look at the next set of data, our lowest number is 150, highest number is 180. So to find that range, we're going to subtract 180 minus 150, and we would see that our range this time is 30. The next one, our highest value is 121, lowest is 24. So again, this range, we would just subtract highest minus lowest, and you would get a range there of 97 units. All right, you try this last one. What is your range for that set of data? Right, last page, we are putting it all together. We want to be able to find the mean, the median, and the mode for all of these sports teams. So we'll start off, we'll do a couple together, looking at the first one, the Cardinals. Okay, for the Cardinals, we're adding up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total scores. And again, I always like to list these out so that they are in smallest to highest order. So we have 2, 3. The next one then is 7, and then 14, 22, 26, 27. And then we have 30, 34 twice, and 35. So 30, 34, 34, 35. So we have all 11 numbers listed out. And again, our mean is going to come from adding all of these numbers together. So 2 plus 3 plus 7 plus 14 plus 22, 26, 27, 30, 34, 2 times, and 35. So we get our total sum of 234 that we then are going to divide by 11 for a mean score of 21.27 repeating, or maybe you rounded that to just 21.3 would be our mean. Our median is again our number in the middle. So we have the highest, next beyond that, and then we have these, so that we end up with a number in the middle here of 26 for our median. The mode is then the number we see used the most. So we only have one repeating number set here, and that is 34. And last but not least, what is our range? Well, again, our highest here is 35, lowest is 2. So 35 minus 2 is 33. If we do that one more time then for the vultures, notice this time there is only a total of 10 scores that we are adding up. And if we list the vultures this time, their order, we have 3 and 3, And then we have 12, 16, 18. And then notice there's actually a second 18. Oops, forgot 17. 17, 18, 18, 22, 34, and 55. So again, our mean is going to come from adding all of these numbers together. So on this one, if we add up 3 plus 3 plus 12 plus 16, 17, 18 twice, 22, 34, and 55, we get a total of 198, which we only have 10 scores this time that we added together for a total of 19.8 is our mean score. The median this time is the number directly in the middle. Now what we're going to notice this time is when we check back, the number in the middle ends up being 17 and 18. So a reminder, what we end up having to do then is take the average of those two. So the average of 35 is 17.5. The number for the mode that is used most often, we have 2 3s and 2 18s. Everything else is just used once, so 3 and 18. And then last but not least, highest score is 55, lowest score is 3. 55 minus 3 would give us a total range of 52. There are 2 more then for you to try. We have the scores of the tigers, find the mean, median, mode, and range. And then finally the sharks, their mean, median, mode, and range. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll work more with these next time.